But wait, so you're going out and you don't. But you've definitely hooked up with a fan, sure, right?
Yeah, and I'm done with the fans. Fans are weird.
Okay.
The ex was a fan. Ex
really?
was a fan. Yeah.
Okay.
So
well,
we're done with
fans.
fans.
That was a relationship. See,
Yeah.
I want to tell people there, it was like people were coming like, you don't hook up with your fans. That's just not true. There's something called groupies, and they've been around since the beginning of time, and people do it. And people throw themselves at entertainers. It's up to you to discern how crazy they are.
And they're crazy.
Yeah.
If you're a fan, you're crazy. I'm sorry.
Well, no. Come on. There's people that appreciate what you do.
No, yes, but there's if you go crazy fan, like I'm
There are crazy fans.
I'm obsessed with Death from Above, 1979.
Who?
Death from Above, 1979. It's a rock duo from Toronto. Obsessed with them. Okay. Obsessed. I'm crazy. I see the DMs. I send them. I'm like, I'm weird. I need to stop. Like this is bizarre behavior. And then when people do it to me, I'm like, I do that.
Yeah.
I'm unhinged. But yeah, I've slept with 2 fans now, and it's both been like, okay, we're done. We're done the fans now. I don't mind if you see me at a show and you like me, whatever that. But it's like if you have been following me for a bit, you listen to all my stuff, and you like know me too, because you know me too well. And I don't know you, so it's like a weird gap thing.
Yeah.
Then I almost get offended when someone doesn't know me.
Yeah.
I went on a weird date in where the fuck was it last week? In Burlington, Vermont, and this guy.
Were you on the road?
Yeah, I went like after shows, and he picks me up, half my size. First of all,
you met him there?
Oh yeah, off Tinder, like little tiny guy.
I thought you were like a big dude.
So did I.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, he got out of his car, and I was like, "Hello, excuse me."
I hope he doesn't see this.
Well, also put your height. It's not fair.
Okay.
There's no way he's looking up at me. It's not attractive.
Okay.
A fucking ogre woman. Okay. Anyways, we go. He had no idea who I was. I was like, "Oh, this might be good." So we go to a dive bar, and the bartender recognized me, and he's like, "Oh my god!" He was like being nice, like huge fan. So he gives me a drink, and the guy's like, "Oh my god, people actually know you." Ooh. And the way he said it, I was like, "Well, now we're done. Now I can't fuck you because I hate you." Yeah. Now I'm annoyed. Also, I can't fuck you because you could just crawl inside my vagina and you disappear, and I never find you.
He could get covered by the lip.
Good night.
So wait, but that was on the table potentially.
No, I mean, on the road, I'm like, if I'm that drunk and kind of horny, I'm like, maybe I could. But I was like, no, I can't do this. And I like somebody, but then he stood me up last night. So now I'm like, because I didn't want. I was like, I could just have a drink with this guy and that's it. And then I was like thinking of this other guy, and then I got stood up, so I got pissed. So then I went and fucked this other guy.
In Vermont?
No. This was last night. So last night I had a date with a guy, and then he stood me up, and then I was upset. So then
there was another guy.
There's another guy, this pilot that I fuck sometimes. So he.
Are these randos?
No, this pilot I fucked a bunch.
And you're not scared to put that out there?
There's no name. I'm not saying the airline.
Yeah.
I'm not saying his flight path. It's a Boeing 737 flying out of LAX.
Do you think that women have changed?
That's the question.
Like you're out there, like you're like, I just fucked this guy.
I also
a lot of dudes don't talk like that.
Well, you know why? I know my ex is listening to every podcast I do.
Okay.
I think this is a bit of a stalking situation, so I need him to know that I'm getting railed. I moved on, and I'm getting railed by very hot men. So I make sure to bring it up whenever I can. Oh my god. That's the main reason. But I think women have changed. I think a lot of also there's a lot of us who are like this that are very just like open and gross and.
You're not gross.
I don't have shame.
Funny.
I'm like yeah, I'm single. It's not like I'm cheating on anybody.
No, I know. It's funny that you said you're getting
A lot of guys talk about this. A lot of my guy friends, actually, maybe they don't. Now that I think about it, I am the guy. And
no, I feel like women talk more about what they think guys talk like, but then guys talk like that.
Yeah, and because I'm looking at my guy friends, and I'm like, my openers are guys, and they every time I talk, they're like, "Oh God, Steph, it's disgusting." They're like, "You're gross." I'm like,
Do you have openers that are men just because they're funny, or is there any?
They're funny because I was getting some weird kind of creeps coming to shows.
And so it's good to have a blocker.
Yeah, I like having a bit of a blocker. Yeah, and they're 2 Canadian guys, Alex Pavone and Pat Bercher, who are so fucking funny, and they deserve more stage time, so I want to give it to them.
And you, and there's never been any hanky panky.
No, ew.
Yeah.
No. My Alex is actually engaged to my manager. I introduced them.
Okay, beautiful.
And Pat's just been one of my best friends for 15 years.
Yes.
They both have been my friends for 15 years. Ew, no.
Okay.
I used to fuck a guy that I would bring on the road, but that was back in Canada.
Okay.
And that ended horrendously. So no, we don't do. We don't do that.
Yeah, you can't even say that. If a guy said that, he would be some kind of
some pervert pig. Yeah,
that's what they would say that.
Yeah.
But you did it.
I did it,
and it's okay.
it was fun, but now
But when you say guys don't want to F you when you do your show, because you're pretty sexual. I mean, but you're like, you do these wild videos of you in the woods, and they're not really sexual. They're just funny. They're crazy.
Me in the
So
woods.
I think that if I were to watch you and I didn't do comedy and know anything about you, I'm like, this is a chick that gets after it. But then there's a part of you I feel that does have a little prudiness.
I'm deep. I'm a prude, and
So-
also I want love.
So are you? Of course you want love, but are you? Is your persona you, or is it hyped? It's obviously
It's
hyped up.
obviously hyped up a bit.
Because you're a sweet person.
That's the thing. People don't realize that I'm very sweet.
You're sweet,
I'm very aggressive on stage and
Yeah.
like insane, but I'm
And you're
deep
not
down.
mean.
I'm not mean. I'm very sweet.
and you're open. You give everybody a chance.
I
If
never,
they
like-
fuck you over. It's done.
Oh, you fucked me over, Jason and Mark Breslin. It's what happens. This is what, I don't ever mention anyone's name. Also,
Yeah.
I'm not making these things up.
Yeah, and you're blessed by one of the goats on Mount Rushmore.
I really am.
So it's like-
I got lucky as
Yeah,
fuck.
so it's like that's all you need.
Oh yeah, every time anyone online says I'm not funny, I'm like, Bill Burr thinks I'm
Yeah,
hilarious.
Bill Burr,
I
that's all
don't
you
give
need.
a Bill Burr and Jamie Kennedy find me hilarious. So-
Hilarious. Yes.
It's funny the amount of like comics that do, like Tom Segura just added me on Instagram the other day, and I'm
Huge.
doing his podcast. I'm like, well, that's fucking cool. I'm like,
Yeah.
the fact that and also like, yeah, I like being. I want to be a comics comic. I'd hope that I was. That's like such a high compliment,
Yeah, and you are, and you're.
which feels nice.
So when you go on stage and you say that these guys, I think guys are probably scared
I think they're scared. Yeah.
because you are a strong voice.
And I think a lot of guys say they want, and I always say this, and I know people get mad when I say it, but I think a lot of guys think they want a funny woman, but they don't really.
Can I tell you a story?
Let's hear it.
Oh, we talked about this in yours. I open up. This woman sometimes open up for me, Sandy. Really funny.
Yes.
And she's got a new lease on life, and was doing comedy in the 80s with Sam. I mean, she came up with all the fucking legends and then stopped for a while, now doing it again. She was famous for being a cheerleader, like legacy cheerleader for the Raiders, and like literally has like hardcore simps, and she's hilarious. Okay, sexy, hilarious. Older now, married to a beautiful guy, all this stuff. But when she was dating, she went out with a guy, a lot of these rich guys, the kind of douchey. And she did a joke, and it was really funny. And he goes, that will be the end of that. And she goes, and that will be the end of you. And she stood up, I think, poured tea on his head.
Oh my
and
God.
laughed. And the guy's like, what? And I was like, I would sit there with her after shows, and she would tell me stories. I would drink tea with her. I would die laughing. Like, she's like, because one time I'm a little, I'm hot when I come after stage, and I'm like doing the merch, and she couldn't get the Bluetooth, and I'm like, come on, a fucking baby could do this, and she's like, a baby, and she'll get crazy, she'll step hard to me, she's like, a baby, and I'll crack up because she'll call me out,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I like that,
Yes.
it's awesome,
Some people do.
and so she is hilarious, so I'm like. My sister's hilarious. My mother was hilarious. My mother was a calculated hilarious. My dad was a character that you'd laugh at. So I fucking think a funny woman.
Mm-hmm.
If they're annoying, there are people that think they're funny that are annoying.
yeah,
and
yeah,
you and
yeah,
I
yeah.
could say names right now that we would agree on, and we're not going to do
A
that.
lot of editing.
But there's actually just someone who, that's what makes a woman sexy. I mean, there's a lot of things, but
well-
like, if you have a hot body and you've got everything's all geometrically there, but you have zero personality, I ain't gonna fucking tool you.
No, it's hard, but that's
I'm not gonna tool.
But
I
don't you
want you to
find-
know that. And there's a lot of guys like me that won't.
Well, yes, I know, and it's
I
just
want
hard to
you
find
to know
them.
that.
It's hard to find them. I know
They're
they're out
around.
there.
There's a lot of us.
I'm looking.
But what I'm saying is like, because that shit's boring, and so, so if you're funny, it's not just personality, but if you're funny, that's like a fucking pheromone.
I think so, but I think most women also get that with men because funny guys get us like going. But I think guys are way more attracted to looks, and then that comes second. Like for me, it's like obviously looks, but I'm like, if you're
Guys
funny,
you like though, that you would really enjoy, would like a funny woman.
yes, it's very hard.
You
to,
can use a human dildo and get what your needs are met. But
yes,
and you do that.
A human dildo. I cut off a man's penis and I had it stuffed, and I'm using a human.
No,
dildo.
meaning like they're just a human, like they're a dildo. You're getting your
No,
juices
I've got.
off.
Oh yeah, my.
Whatever.
There's some juices. There's a little bit of lemon juice coming out. Yeah, no. I know they're out there, but it's just majority. It's just also because being a female comic, all we get told every single day is that we're not funny as women. Like every single, literally, if I could open up TikTok right now and show you my filtered comments, and you would just your jaw would drop.
I would, because I mean I'm not a woman, so it's hard because I just will not feel that. And I know that there are really funny women, and that's a big old hack adage.
It's so hack.
But it's still happening, which I don't realize because there's so many women.
Yeah.
And successful women.
It's also, there's certain guys that don't find funny. I would never go to, okay, you don't find everyone funny.
Yes.
Also, it's people who will watch my clips and get mad. I'm like, then stop watching. They'll go like 4 clips in. I hate this woman. You've watched 4 clips now. You can't hate me that badly.
Hate watch.
Like there's a huge hate watch community out there, which is so weird to me. These trolls just have too much time. Does anybody work?
Yeah, no, they don't.
There's nobody working anymore.
They don't.
What were they doing?
Yes.
They're selling butthole pics? Like what? I worked before I did full-time comedy, I worked like 3 jobs. All I did was work.
Stephanie, this building is a very cool building because it's like you can cut in and out very easily in terms of cash. You don't even need credit. You can just use cash. And I'm one of the most important people here. There's a huge YouTuber, a huge TikToker, and a bunch of OnlyFans girls.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't even know about it. But that's why the building's so sexy, because there's all these little corners and people like take pictures.
Oh, okay.
And it's a one-stop shop, but this whole thing is a business. I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I go hard against it. You can do OnlyFans all you want, by the way. I don't know how you're gonna feel about this, but I had a big clip about this. I had a woman.
Viral?
Yeah. Well, not like yours, but it was pretty aggressive. And I did something about it. I said to somebody, she goes, "Oh, I have a few jobs." And then I said, "Tell me you do OnlyFans without telling me you do OnlyFans." Big laugh.
Okay.
Some chick in the back goes, "What's wrong with OnlyFans?" And I'm like, "Me think you doth protest too much." So, and I'm about it. Like, do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to praise you as like a brave warrior for doing it.
No.
That's where I fight OnlyFans. Do it, but I'm not going to be like, "You're incredible."
No, and I'm not going to be like, "Yeah, that's a great." I mean,
yeah, you're really, look what you're doing
also,
for future generations.
Also, but you're fucking lucky if your body's that good. Like,
well, there's a lot of people that don't have good bodies. There's all types of fetishes. So you don't have to
find a fetish.
But listen, let's start with this. You know,
my clown feet. You're talking.
If you just
my size 9.5,
you don't need it. You're a legitimate.
No, I don't.
And I'm not saying it's illegitimate, but you don't have to use.
No, but I worked like I served. I used to cater out here.
Oh,
Everyone, you want to send your fucking labia out into the town? Go work one catering gig at the Beverly Hills Golf Club. Fucking blow your eyes out of your head.
Why?
Awful. That fucking Wilshire, whatever golf club, the country club, they treat the staff like actual dog shit.
So you're saying that might be the last racist club in town. I'm not sure. They don't allow Jews.
They don't. Yeah, they do.
Okay, they do. Okay, you're Jewish, aren't you?
No, but
okay.
the Jewish women were so rude to the Mexican people who worked there, and I was like, I'd be in the back, like, how do you guys? You're not gonna say anything? And they're like, we just ignore it now.
So
like,
hold on, they're rude as fuck.
Rude as fuck.
What club is it? Beverly Wilshire Club?
It's like the Beverly Hills Golf Club, the one that's right in the middle. I walked in the front door, and they go, "Get outside and walk in the back by the trash like you are." And I was like, I had to walk back.
Someone
outside.
said you're trash?
Oh, it was crazy.
Someone said you're trash?
It was crazy. It was unbelievable. I was wearing sunglasses on the golf course, carrying a huge tray of champagne flutes, and the guy's like, "Those sunglasses aren't up to code." And I'm like, "I can't see." He goes, "Take them off now or get out of my face." And I was like,
was this the worker?
Yeah, this is the guy who like ran the worker. So I'd like take my sunglasses off. I'm like squinting, walking on this golf course with all these fucking like champagne flutes. I never went back. I was like, I quit. This is the worst. It was the worst day of my life. It was crazy. They make you. It is so unbelievable.
This should be out there. Let's.
It should. It was fucked up. It was disgusting.
This
It's
is
the worst.
Beverly.
Catering is insane.
I catered a lot too, but I never had somebody tell me walk
Oh
outside
God, they were so disrespectful.
like the trash that you are.
So, and then I was like starving. Like, do we get to eat? They're like, no, they don't really like have lunch breaks or anything. I was like, I'm dying here.
I catered and I had good money here, but I had a terrible experiences too long in Philly, and I didn't like the mentality of caterers. They're very small-minded individuals. They're such scared pussies of the fucking account.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're really.
The account says, "Fuck out of here."
Yeah.